The Last of Us Season 2 Episode 5 has violence, cordyceps spores, and the memory of Joel permeate the air in this brutal and emotional episode. But before we get into the review, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, drop a like and comment on the video, and if you're able, please sign up for channel memberships for exclusive content, which really helps us out. Anyway, let's get back to this one. So, in Episode 5, Ellie takes another step away from recognizing her own humanity. Episode 4 had given her a reason to fight and believe thanks to Dina's pregnancy and their tender love scene. Yet, as is often the case in The Last of Us, this joyful news carries a shadow as Ellie struggles with her dependence on Dina, who has every right to let Ellie venture out alone. The series pushes Ellie further down this isolating path and she seems more than willing to continue. While we miss Jeffrey Wright's Isaac, his foreboding presence lingers. So far, there have been numerous narrow escapes and the ease of their journey raises some concerns. Although there have been tense moments, like the harrowing fight with the Horde in Episode 4, the obstacles faced by Ellie and Dina have been relatively minor. This straightforward quest for revenge has lulled both us and Ellie into believing that their actions are justified, but in The Last of Us, the concepts of right and wrong are always subjective. Ellie and Dina's journey faces a stark reality check when Jesse arrives like a gallant hero, a moment that Ellie struggles to accept. His presence serves as a reminder to Dina of the unspoken issues they've been navigating since the pregnancy announcement. If she wishes to safeguard her future with this baby, returning home might be the best choice. Confronting the intelligent infected, the WLF, and witnessing the shocking execution in the park would overwhelm anyone. Jesse's sudden appearance pulls them back to Jackson with a jolt. Dina's heartfelt conversation with Ellie about seeing their plan through to the end may have provided Ellie with the clarity she needed to face the reality of Joel's actions. While the father-daughter duo have been skirting around this truth in Jackson, Ellie had been aware of it since waking up in Joel's embrace at the end of Season 1, and there's no escaping it any longer. Although it feels a bit too convenient for Dina to share a backstory that aligns perfectly with Ellie's moral dilemmas, this nudge was essential for both Ellie and the audience. The impact of Dina's passionate speech is felt immediately as the trio must separate, leaving Ellie to unleash her anguish on Nora. The Last of Us teases the thrilling prospect of Ellie tracking down Abby's group one by one before we finally encounter Abby again. As time passes without seeing the antagonist, she becomes more of a distant memory, much like how Joel transformed into an abstract figure in Abby's mind. This moment drives Ellie to replicate the brutality in her encounter with Nora, yet I found myself somewhat skeptical of Ramsey's portrayal when Ellie unleashed this violence. There seems to be a disconnect in how Ramsey allows the weight of the moment to resonate with Ellie. In Episode 5, we also witnessed a different aspect of the Seraphites. While it was never expected that any faction in The Last of Us would embody peace, the WLF has been cast as the antagonist. However, the brutal execution in the park reveals the scars as just another part of the ongoing cycle of violence. In Episode 5, Ellie also narrowly escapes a dire situation. Had Nora not wandered into a spore-laden basement and Jesse not arrived just in time to rescue them, the outcome could have been disastrous. Nora's close call compels the audience to recognize how emotionally unstable and easily distracted Ellie is, indicating that she isn't yet prepared to become the type of person capable of completing such a quest. The mere mention of Joel transports her back to that pivotal moment, a distraction she cannot afford, especially with Abby looming ahead, a far more formidable opponent than Nora. I always suspected we hadn't seen the last of Pedro Pascal this season. It would have been a disservice to the actor and the emotional depth of the story to feature him in only 2 episodes without a return. The Last of Us has been filled with sorrow, and while Ellie continues to grapple with her grief, we have yet to experience a truly cathartic moment. I wouldn't be surprised if Episode 6 finally provides the long-awaited Joel and Ellie interaction, made even more impactful by Ellie coming to terms with the reality of Joel's actions in the hospital. Certainly, The Last of Us is delving into much more than just flashbacks and Ellie's emotional path. The progression of cordyceps is a crucial element. In Episode 5, we witness the emergence of more intelligent infected, and with the introduction of an airborne variant of the virus, a new dread arises. The possibility that humanity may have nothing left to defend. This gradual approach of a bleak future lingers in the background of episode 5, serving as a stark reminder that these trivial human desires for revenge may ultimately be insignificant.